Hi, Sasinder. This is Brad. I just wanted to give you a first glance at my project. I'll probably be adding more throughout the week, but I know the due date was Monday, or on the D2L it says Monday. Even I think you said maybe Wednesday, but I just wanted to kind of give you some sort of submission for now, and I'll kind of throw another one in the folder kind of later on as I get to develop the app a little bit more this week. So yeah, Docker and Kubernetes. I was able to get everything working. I ended up going through Google Cloud Platform, which ended up being a really nice system compared to AWS. It was a little bit too intricate. The documentation was really hard to follow, and there was lots of little pieces that were kind of always moving that just probably needed a little bit more time with that product to kind of get it up to working. But again, I was able to get everything working on Google Cloud, and we have ourselves a hosted URL through Kubernetes and pods and scaling and all that lovely stuff. So what I'm going to do for you is just kind of walk you through where the project's at right now and just some of the Google Cloud stuff. And I'll just show you kind of the links and things like that. So this is just the app. I just made like I kind of went with what we were talking about the other day when you said why don't you make like a blog kind of thing. So I just started kind of making it. I have a lot more content to fill in, but it's just an Express-based app, Node.js kind of server kind of thing. So if you go here, here's like our public directory with just the app, just some images, some scripts, and then some styling, type, some fonts, some different views and things like that. And then you can see you have our server here. Just again, it's really simple right now. I'll add more content to it by the end of the week for the demo Friday. But the main things we want to focus on are the actual deployments and stuff. So there's actually a GitHub Actions kind of associated with this. Some of these aren't working currently because I've changed model. I'm going to try and get them working by the end of the week so that it will actually build and deploy through Google Cloud services off the GitHub Actions. So I was trying a different approach before, but they actually, I just had to change the repository and stuff. So I just have to add a couple secrets in to make everything work again. But that you can just see, this one basically published my image to Docker Hub. This one basically just created the image. And then this deploy one was my old script for actually putting it onto Google Cloud. But there were some issues with G-Cloud install off the bash and the shell here, but I can get into that later. So anyways, the main things we want to focus on are this really simple Docker file, which is basically just allowing us the container to work out of the public directory, copies the package.json, then runs the npm install, and then copies everything. So this is just going to cache if we have to rebuild the image again. And then it's just going to launch the server on when it starts up. So the other thing we want to kind of focus on are these YAML files. This one's specifically for Kubernetes. So this is a pod configuration. And then up here is a deployment configuration as well. And then here is specifically for the network. So we get this IP through Google Cloud, through our cluster we've created and everything. So that's what this is. But this is basically how it's going to connect to our pods and then connect to the deployment. But yeah, that's just a kind of brief overview of the code there. So I'll go down here and just kind of give you a little detour of Google Cloud here. So yeah, everything on here we were able to do. So we have clusters running, we have pods running, and I got a domain and I have that running as well. And that's just running our application through Kubernetes and containers and stuff. So here's just my project base dashboard here. So I'll just kind of walk you through some of these here. Sorry, that just top of Zoom is kind of in my way. Yeah, so first off, I'll probably go into the artifact registry because this is actually our image. So what we do is we build our image through Google Cloud, like off their command line. And you can see it's named after me here. And this is just kind of holds everything. And this is like our container ID that we've gotten through the image. This is the location in which it's being hosted so that we can access this. We're working out of US West 1 in Oregon for our server and hosting. So, I mean, not too much going on here. I've done 2 tags, so I've built it twice throughout. So each one I tag differently. And then when we actually go to make the app, we pick which tag of the image we're after, and it'll build that. So that's just kind of a brief overview of the artifact registry. So in order to get Google Cloud working, you have to have your image on here. I'm sure you could pull it through another way, through Docker Hub. Actually, I think if we went into deployment here, this image, I'm pretty sure if we can kind of rig it so that we can actually pull it directly off Docker Hub, and it shouldn't be a problem. But I just went with the Google approach for this one, just because I was having a lot of issues with AWS and stuff earlier this week. So anyways, that's where the Docker image is hosted. Here we have our actual, I believe this is, sorry, we'll go to the clusters first. So here's our clusters. So we have one cluster set up in US West 1 again. So again, pretty not too difficult with the clusters here getting all set up there. I'm just trying to find, see if I got the, no, so that, yeah, these ones are different. I can't remember. There's the port that pops up kind of later that I can kind of show you. But this is just kind of some basic configuration on the cluster to kind of get set up. Basically, it's not running anything crazy. I think it's running maybe 3 pods or 3 replicas right now off the 1 pod, which means if any of them go down, there's always 3 to kind of back them up. Yeah, and running out of US West 1. There's a lot of information here that you don't kind of really need right off the top. So we'll kind of just go through things here. So for zones, this is for my DNS. So we're actually hosted on this main Docker's Kubernetes here. And then this is actually our IP for our DNS address. So our DNS name will resolve into this and then bring it to our application. So I'm just trying to grab some stuff so maybe I can kind of show you some stuff off the command line, but it's just a couple commands. I have that all recorded in my notes that I'm including in the project folder. But yeah, so you can kind of see if we go into the dashboard, maybe I can bring up some of this stuff here. Maybe show you some more things in the Kubernetes area. Why don't we go into here? Okay, so yeah, so this, I believe we already kind of talked about this one. Yeah. Cool. I'll just maybe I'll just kind of show you everything working right now. I just kind of wanted to try and find a, oh, I guess, well, no, I think I can go in here anyways. Let me connect the shell here, and then I can just show you some stuff like the services running in that. And then you can kind of see. So we use the kubectl command. That'll give us everything we're after. So if I go kubectl get pods, just authorize this. Okay, so you can see we have these 2 pods running. This is our, you can see Kuber app here. This is actually our main guy right there. If we do kubectl get service, you can see that we have the cluster running, and then we also have our external IP. So remember I was showing you that kind of address here, right here, for the network. So you can see it's right here for this Kuber web app. So hello app, that was something I ran earlier just to try something out. But the cluster runs here, and then this is our service for the load balancer. I think you can get replicas. No, sorry. But anyway, so you can see that everything's running, everything's ready on the go here. But yeah, so if we have our URL here, and why don't we just go here and you can see that we have our hosted application here. Came out pretty quick. I mean, this is just like a home landing page right now that again, I'll kind of be working on, and I'm going to try and add some more scaling and other services to the whole application by Wednesday, Friday, especially for the demo, so everyone can kind of see. And yeah, that's kind of basically it. I'll include a lot of my files, and again, I'm going to kind of send you another zip by the end of the week, just so you can see kind of the progressive work. This getting everything online with all the files configured properly, it took quite a bit of time, and it was a really big learning curve. So this whole time I've kind of been learning Docker and Kubernetes, but it's you really have to put money behind it to kind of get clusters and things like that set up without the proper servers. So it took a little bit of time to kind of get to a point where I loaded an account up just to kind of get some things moving here. So again, I'll add some more stuff by Friday, and yeah, thank you.